Hello friends, welcome to my channel JM Learning. Today we are going to discuss on the no load and block rotor test on 3-phase induction motor. These two tests are very much important tests in getting the performance of the induction motor under test. Also this test gives us the equivalent circuit parameters and the various losses that take place in the induction motor. I am very much thankful to our two colleagues, Mr. Nitin Gore sir, lecturing electrical engineering, and Mr. Narayan Iyer sir, the senior technical assistant in electrical engineering department. Both of them has helped in preparing the experimentation setup for this particular two test. Now let us first discuss the basics of the no load test. The no load test is a routine test that gives us the information about the core loss or iron losses, then the mechanical losses which include the friction and windage loss. Also this test will give us the information or data regarding the magnetizing current, the no load power factor, and the parameter of magnetizing branch of the equivalent circuit of induction motor, that is the I0, IMU, IW, R0 and X0. Now the basic condition to conduct this test is that the motor is to be run at the rated voltage and rated frequency without any mechanical load on it, so that it draw the power which is necessary to supply the no load losses. The no load losses will have the two components, that is the iron loss and the friction and windage losses. The no load current will also have two components. One is known as active component of current, another is known as the magnetizing component of current. Now the power factor in this particular test is low. Usually the power factor is always less than 0.5, so it becomes necessary in the power measurement by 2 wattmeter method that one of the wattmeter is going to read in the negative direction, so we have to reverse the connection of either the current coil or pressure coil to get the wattmeter reading of that particular wattmeter, and whatever the power indicated by the wattmeter we have to read its negative value in the observation table. Now let us discuss the circuit diagram which is required for no load test. You can observe in this circuit diagram that a 3-phase supply is connected to a 3-phase auto transformer. This auto transformer is very much necessary as we have to adjust exactly the rated voltage to be applied to the stator of induction motor. The rotor of induction motor is to be run at no load, so all the load on its brake pulley will be withdrawn so that it will run very freely and smoothly. Now to record the current, voltage and the power, these 4 meters are being connected. The motor under test in this setup is of high HP, 415 volt rating, so the meter ratings are also mentioned here. The current will be measured by ammeter 0 to 5 ampere. The wattmeter we required of 5 ampere and 500 600 volt. So this wattmeter will provide us the no load power input, while the ammeter and voltmeter will read the I0 and V0 parameters. Now the block rotor test. The block rotor test, as the name itself suggests, that during this test the rotor of the motor is blocked. With this condition we have to apply the stator with a very low voltage at the rated frequency. The block rotor means that the rotor itself is short circuited. This condition is similar to the short circuit test on a transformer. Whatever the power input current and voltage applied during this test will be called as the WSC, ISC and VSC. The power taken during this test will be utilized to feed only the stator and rotor copper losses. As we are applying the low voltage in this particular test, so the core losses will be very much small, so we can neglect them as the applied voltage is a very small percentage of normal voltage. Now the rotor is at standstill, so speed n will be 0, so the slip will be unity, as rotor does not rotate, the mechanical losses are absent. So whatever the input during this test will be considered as approximately equal to the copper losses. Now let us discuss the block rotor test circuit diagram. This diagram is more or less similar to the no load test. Difference is that the meters will have the different reading as the current involved during block rotor test as per its condition is the rated current of the stator. So ammeter connected will have the range of 0 to 10 ampere. Similarly, the voltage involved will be low, so voltmeter of 0 to 150 volt will be sufficient here. The wattmeter ratings will be of 10 ampere 150 volt, or if 150 volt is not available, we can also use 10 ampere 300 volt wattmeters. Wattmeters multiplying factor should be noted and it should be multiplied before we convert these readings and write them in the observation table. Now during the block rotor test, first we have to block the movement of the rotor. How we can do it? So this is done by the brake pulley arrangement. Tight the brake pulley along with its belt so much that the movement of the shaft and ultimately the rotor will be blocked. Once we do it, then make the position of the auto transformer at 0. Carefully observe it. Then only switch on the supply. Now go on increasing the voltage at very slow rate till that the ammeter connected in stator circuit gives us the rated current of motor. Once it reaches rated current for the motor under test in our this particular experimentation is having 5 HP, so its rated current is approximately 7.5 ampere. So once the ammeter reaches 7.5 ampere, stop increasing the voltage. Note the reading of the voltmeter as VSC. Note the reading of the ammeter as ISC. Then take the reading of the P1, P2 or W1, W2. Then make it sum. That sum will give us the WSC, that is the copper losses in the motor combining stator and rotor as a whole. From these two tests, then we can evaluate the equivalent circuit parameters. Also, these tests will be helpful in getting the circle diagram where we can get from graphical the various parameters of the motor under different conditions. With this, now next there will be the actual demonstration of the experiment.
This is our 3-phase induction motor. The capacity of this motor is 5 HP. Full load current of this motor is 7.5 and the required voltage is 415 volt. Now we can see the connections. See here, this is ELCB plus MCB. Light ELCB MCB. This is on off rotary switch. Now we can switch off this ELCB MCB. Here is input of this 3-phase supply, R phase, Y phase, B phase. Then this 3-phase supply are given to input of 3-phase variac. See here, this is R phase. Then we can connect Y to Y, B to B. And this is the output terminal of 3-phase variac. See, this is 3-phase variac actually placed inside. See, 3-phase variac. From 3-phase variac, R phase, see this is R phase. That R phase are given to common term of ammeter. Then the common term of ammeter goes to common term of voltmeter. Common term of ammeters are given to common term of voltmeter. Here the range we can select. Current range for this ammeter is 5/10 ampere, but here we can require 10 ampere. And from 10 ampere, that wire goes to starting terminal of M terminal of first wattmeter. See, this is M terminal. M means main terminal. Then we can short circuit MC together. Then this L terminal. See this is a L terminal. That L terminal directly goes to starting terminal of R phase of 3-phase induction motor. It means we can connect current coil of first wattmeter in series with R phase. Then we can observe Y phase. This is Y phase. That Y phase are given to selected voltage range of voltmeter. That is, here we can select 600 voltage for this voltmeter. And from that 600 volt, that wire directly goes to voltage range of first wattmeter, that is V1 terminal. Here we can select 600 voltage. See, this is 600 volt. Then we can short circuited voltage ranges of W1 and W2 together. See, this is voltage range of second wattmeter, that is a 600. We can short circuit voltage ranges together, and from second range, see, this is wire, that second range goes to Y terminal of 3-phase induction motor. See, this is a Y phase. Then remaining phase is B phase. That B phase given to M terminal. See, this is M terminal of second wattmeter. M terminal of second wattmeter. We can short circuit MC terminal together, and from L terminal, that wire goes to B terminal of 3-phase induction motor. In this way, we can complete the connection for no load as well as block rotor test.
Friends, will actually perform now the experiment. So now my colleague IR sir will make the switch on. Then you can see how the supply goes to the variac. Here we have made the switch on of supply. So now supply is given to variac. So now he will increase that voltage of variac to the rated value. Then we take the readings of Dear students, now we'll conduct the block rotor test. You can see here that the pulley of the motor is being blocked and the rotor does not rotate. Here I am trying to rotate the rotor, so it is being blocked. It means that the rotor movement is short circuited, so speed will be 0 and slip will be unity. Now we'll apply the slow voltage gradually at very small rate, and we try to circulate the rated current to the motor. You can observe the readings of the ammeter, particularly where we have to adjust the current to its rated value. The rated current, as we have seen in the nameplate, is 7.5 ampere. So we are adjusting that current to 7.5 ampere. You can observe that the motor does not rotate, so no sound vibration are there. It is totally stationary. It means that rotor is blocked. Under this condition, we can take the reading of VSC, ISC and 2 wattmeter. Reading for the no load test and block rotor test, which we already shown. The V0 in no load test is 415 volt. The current I0 is 3 ampere. We get the W1 as 160 and W2 as minus 30. Minus I indicate that we have reversed the connection of the one of the coils, so that wattmeter reads and whatever that value we have to take as negative. So the actual power at input will be 160 minus 30, that is 130. So here the point is to be noted is that we have to consider here the multiplying factor of the wattmeters, which are already being taken into account here. Now we will see the block rotor test readings. VSC, the voltage necessary to make the current through the rotor, which is already blocked. The equivalent current in stator circulated 7.5 ampere, which is rated current. The corresponding reading of W1 is 320, W2 is 60. This includes the multiplying factor. So the total power at short circuit of block rotor condition is 320 plus 60, that is 380 watts. So 380 watt represent the copper losses of motor, while you can see here the no load input is 130 watt represent our no load losses, that is iron loss plus mechanical losses. Now as per our manual content, we can calculate the values of the magnetizing current in R0, X0, and from block rotor test we can calculate the R01, X01 and Z01. With this I am sure that you got the basic understanding of how to take the readings during the no load and block rotor test. Thank you.